and welcome back to Horror Dork, where today we're going to talk about some very Christmas movie, Dear Santa, starring Jack. No, I'm just kidding. Starring Jack Black as a Satan. No, we're going to be talking about Terrifier 3.
Something a little nastier.
And by talking about it, I mean probably arguing a lot, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know everybody's feelings on it, but usually this leads to chaos. So.
Right.
So, as always, I am Golden.
I am Mr. Sir, and with us, as always, is our lovely host.
And I'm Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony.
So today we are talking Terrifier 3 for the holiday season. So
we're also going to be talking horror movies. I just got to fix some
Christmas horror movies?
Yeah, some Christmas horror movies. I got to fix some stuff on YouTube real quick. Why don't you just guys start talking about...
Sure.
What are the tropes of Christmas horror movies and some movies that you feel...
Yeah, like what are some of your favorite Christmas horror movies, Golden?
My favorite is Santa's Sleigh.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over it. It's such a good movie.
And
for
you
me.
know what? I've never actually watched that one before.
I mean, anytime Santa could bench press a car, and I feel like that's what he can do.
I mean, Goldberg. If there's anyone that could do it, it's Goldberg.
And I mean, they start right off the cold open in that movie where he's just like, hey, look, there's all these annoying actors and some good actors in it, and watch as I slaughter them all. And you're like, oh, I guess these guys aren't actually in the movie because he just killed Chris Kattan, Fran Dresser, James Caan. I mean, it's a star-studded cold open.
I mean, those guys were, honestly, like, Fran Drescher was in The Nanny, and that show was huge.
Yeah, and I can't
Chris Kattan was in Saturday Night Live.
And don't forget his hit movies, like
well,
Monkey Bone.
I mean, look, Monkey Bone. I will be a defender of Monkey Bone. I actually kind of like that movie. It's the only live action movie that director's done. He also did Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach.
Right. Oh yeah.
Coraline.
I like to just give it shit.
I can't think of his name right now, but yeah. That movie went through a couple different it was more horror. Like the original, like whatever the source material was, it was like more of a horror.
It's about demons in hell.
Yeah, or like the dream dimension.
Yeah. But yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg plays Death.
Yeah, Santa's Sleigh is one of my favorites.
Okay, yes. Back
Gremlins.
To
Gremlins is a classic.
Gremlins is my personal favorite. Is Gremlins. I love Gremlins. I watch it every year.
I don't think there's any other time of year that there's such a huge debate by people on what makes it, on whether or not something is a Christmas movie.
They carol. The Gremlins are caroling in the
they're caroling.
Yard.
Gizmo is a Christmas
present,
gift, which right there's an awesome scene with a gremlin inside the Christmas tree.
Yes.
So I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, that's a Christmas movie," but that one clearly is.
Yeah, that one I'll go to the mat for.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a Christmas movie.
I mean, there's other ones that are kind of like kind of debatable, like Green Knight. I mean, the inciting events happen on Christmas both times. However, it's not really a Christmas movie, but it happens on Christmas.
Well, that's like one that I know that you like. It's Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Oh, I love that movie.
And I enjoy it, but it's so funny because like so little of it has to do with Christmas.
No, it takes place on Garbage Day.
Garbage Day.
And who takes out who's picking up garbage on Christmas? No public works.
I
people
feel like
working on
when it comes to like Christmas horror movies, there's two different sects of it. One is that it's 100% is dealing with Christmas.
Like Silent Night, Deadly
Silent
Night
Night,
1.
Deadly Night, Krampus. Like the things that are
Black
dealing
Christmas.
with either Santa or actual
Christmas evil.
Christmas type. I'm blanking on the mythos.
Yes.
And then there's the Christmas horror movies that take place on Christmas, and all the stuff happens on Christmas and is Christmas centric. And I feel like those are the two different ones. So you've got like Krampus, you've got Santa's Sleigh, which is Santa. Silent Night, Deadly Night to me because it's
a Christmas party at the sorority.
And then you've got the ones that are just like, Gremlins, where the mythos has nothing to do with
No,
Christmas.
it just takes place.
It takes place on Christmas.
On Christmas.
And then you got the ones that people are like, oh, that's
Batman
a Christmas
Returns.
movie because I saw a Christmas tree. It's like, but it's so funny because
Prometheus is a Christmas movie.
I mean, Princess Bride. A lot of people are like on the big push now to say it's a Christmas movie because Fred Savage's entire room is decorated for Christmas, even though the movie itself has nothing to do with Christmas.
That's a fair point.
And there's the ever popular the argument that I feel like is always going to be around is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
That's dead and gone. Like I think enough people have accepted it as a Christmas movie, and that's like I'm a little weird, you know. What my favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard. Did you know that Die Hard?
I don't think it's not
like,
my
everybody
favorite movie, but it is a Christmas movie because if it wasn't for Christmas, the movie wouldn't exist.
Right.
The movie wouldn't happen. It was a Christmas party. There were certain things like him saying "ho ho ho" on the thing. I have a
machine gun.
Machine gun now. Like that to me says yes. It's because if that's not a Christmas movie, then neither is Home Alone.
Right.
No. I'm just saying because Home Alone has very little to do with Christmas either. It's just that's the linchpin that kicked off the events.
Right.
So if you're going to take out Die Hard, then you're taking out Home Alone. And the hardcore Christmas people would never get rid of Home Alone. So now, fuck you guys.
Well, what I like about holiday horror movies is I like the subversion of, you know, Christmas is supposed to be this happy time of year. And there's just something about taking something that's supposed to be nice and making it nasty.
Yes.
And sometimes it's done good, sometimes it's not done well. But like holiday horror, like I always said, I have a soft spot in my heart for it. Like Black Christmas is an excellent movie, and I even like the one from 2006, Black Xmas. It's a totally different kind of movie. That one is more like an extreme.
2021 or 2022.
I didn't see that one, so I have no opinion on it.
It's whatever's.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Whatevs.
I have 2 Black Christmases already. I don't need a third one, you know. And especially considering like the original one is a classic. It's like a prototypical slasher. It came before Halloween, and then the 2006 remake is just like one of those. Let's take the original concept and just like make it as nasty as possible. And like that movie is very nasty. I like it a lot.
Yeah, they definitely turned it into.
The Hills Have Eyes did. They like took.
They turned it more into what was common for a slasher at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Like as was the style at the time. Like this is post
Where
Saw,
people
post Hostel.
People can
so
argue
everything
about
is,
whether or not Black Christmas from 1974 is a slasher or not, or more of a monster in the house type movie. Black Christmas 2008, right?
2006.
2006 is definitely a slasher.
Oh yeah, that one has all the tropes and
Or a dead teenager movie or whatever you want to get fancy with.
Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah, and like as Golden said, Krampus. I like that. The what's his name's Krampus movie? The guy that did Trick or Treat.
Michael Dougherty.
Yes,
And
Michael
it's
Dougherty.
a really good movie. I rewatched it.
Well,
And
also did
Rewatch what?
Godzilla
Krampus.
King of Monsters.
Okay. He
I
said
rewatched
2
Krampus.
movies. So.
because and then it was funny because
your phone, you're getting interference.
oh, I'm sorry, I was trying to look up IMDb because there was the kid that's in Krampus. It's funny like because he was just in another show that we just watched, and I was like, hey, I recognize him, and it's fun when you go back and watch a movie that you've seen before, and you're like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I know this kid from this,
Right.
and it's usually pretty funny.
Yeah, it would be funny if you told us what you were talking about.
Oh, there we go. So the kid from Krampus is the main kid from Hysteria, which is a show that I watched, which I really enjoyed. And
Do you want to know why Golden watched that show? Because Bruce Campbell is
Yep.
the star of it. And
he
he's
wasn't
big
the
on
star
poster.
of it.
He's the guy that's on the he's who sold the show.
but
That
they
is
made
the
it-
entire reason why you watched the
It
show.
is. Oh, well, first of all, I was
Don't say he's not the star of it.
watching the teaser for it though. I was already in because I kind of wanted to see, because obviously I lived through the Satanic Panic
Right.
period. But I want to say because I like the main woman
Back in
of it,
the
which
Salem
is
Witch
from
Trials.
the main woman that's from Modern Family. And then they're like, and guest starring Bruce Campbell. So usually when they say that, it's someone who's going to be in one episode.
Right.
And you're like, oh, but he actually played a main character. But yes, I mean, I would have watched it because Bruce Campbell is in it. End of story. But
Has he been in any Christmas horror movies?
he was in Black Friday. Does that count?
I don't know. Oh, I
Black
do
Friday
know what
took
that
place
is,
the day
yeah.
after Thanksgiving.
like
So I guess that's more of a
things.
Thanksgiving one. But
Right.
I like a holiday. I like holiday horror movies because I like that.
Obviously.
That you have that like time period when Christmas starts to come around. You're like, oh, I got all these movies that I need to rewatch.
Right, because it gives me an excuse to
I
revisit
don't know,
those
Golden.
movies.
I remember watching a holiday horror movie with you last Easter and you hated it.
Which one was that?
I don't remember the name of it anymore.
It doesn't mean that they're all good. I'm just saying that's why I like holiday horror movies.
No, it was the one where they were like
Talking about Critters too.
prepping the sun.
Oh,
No
they were.
fucking
It was a
idea.
foreign film.
Yeah, well, it was horrible.
I can't think of the name. It was on Screenbox.
But obviously,
Oh, okay.
like holiday horror movies are important, and every holiday should have one. Like Dingus Day should have its own horror movie, which it will soon. This Dingus Day, our movie called Dingus Day. I'll just keep saying
So
Dingus Day.
when Terrifier 3 was announced and they said that it was going to be Christmas themed, I was fucking pumped. I was like,
I remember.
I was so well. To get into the history, to my history with the Terrifier franchise, real quick, I did not like the first one. I thought it was kind of try hard. It was. It felt like
Try-hard
it
with
felt.
vengeance.
It was mean, but it didn't have substance to it, in my opinion.
That was my biggest issue with it too. Was it was shock and awe for the sake of shock and awe. And to
Right.
me, if you want to put the grossest, nastiest thing on that screen, that's fine. That's horror. But you gotta have a story to bring me to that point. Like you
Right.
can't just go, "Hey, you've been watching for 10 minutes. Now let me saw a woman in half." It's like show me, get me there. And
Right.
and honestly, that's why I was enjoying Terrifier 3 more than I've done the original, because they start bringing in some mythos.
right.
And they start giving you a reason for it. It's not just 90 minutes of this weird clown fucking doing disgusting things.
So then I watched the second one. I watched it kind of on a whim. I was hanging out with a friend, and he's like, "I really want to watch like a really gory horror movie." And I was like, "You know what? I haven't watched this one yet, but I've heard it's really messed up." And I was like, what up? It was. If it's bad, we'll turn it off or whatever. He doesn't like it, we'll watch something else. No big deal. I was watching it. I'm like, man, this movie actually rocks. And what really brought it together for me was having Sienna in it, the final girl, and like they actually had like characters in it.
Right.
Because in the first one, the final girl's kind of a nothing character. She doesn't live.
So
She gets killed.
we got a question from the chat here. Not to cut you
Okay.
off.
No.
We'll start with Golden. Top 3 Christmas horror movies, if you have them.
Santa's Sleigh, Gremlins, just because it's from my childhood, and Krampus. Actually, I really like the Krampus movie. I like the idea of it.
For me, it goes Gremlins number 1, Rare Exports,
Oh, that's such a good one.
and to just not copy Golden's completely. I'll go with Black Christmas, the Black Xmas, the 2006 one.
What about like P2?
Ooh, P2's a good one.
That's a really
It's
good one.
yeah, that one is another one where it's like it's a Christmas movie because it happens on Christmas. She's leaving an office. Have you seen that movie?
I feel like I might have.
It's really cool. It's like a home invasion kind of, but it's in an office. The lady's leaving a Christmas party, and then she gets stalked and menaced and kind of trapped in a
Yeah, the
parking
security guard
garage.
has been watching it for a while.
Yeah, and
Creepy
so
stalkers are always fun.
that's kind of the premise of it. And I like that movie. I've only watched it the one time, but it was It was a few years ago, and I think it was based on your recommendation.
Could have been. It's hard to remember. What about the one with Emily Blunt? I can't remember the name of it. It's old now. It's probably like 2005.
What is it?
Her and her boyfriend or whatever they're in the car and they get lost, and then I don't want to spoil anything because it's definitely a movie that you have to watch without knowing what's going on going into it, because it like the weirdest shit starts happening.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
I'll
I think it's
find it.
called Wind Chill.
That doesn't ring any bells for me. So
Chill Factor.
Oh, it's called Fall Guy.
Yeah, that's the movie, Golden.
Yep.
You nailed it.
Nailed it.
Fuck yeah.
Fall Guy. I actually just watched Fall
Well,
Guy. That's
Mr.
I thought it'd be
Duckford,
funny.
that was a great question. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, what are yours?
I mean,
I think we hit on like basically all the ones that, a lot of the ones that we watch frequently.
it's hard to say favorites because, like, obviously, like you watched Christmas Evil.
Yes,
Just-
that's a pretty good one.
Wind Chill. It is Wind Chill.
Is it Wind Chill? Okay, that's
Well, she's made a movie called Wind Chill. I didn't actually look it up if that was the right one, but
What's the description for that?
oh Jesus,
It's
it's
but it's like Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Bloody Night. Like, they're classics, especially specifically for the holiday genre, especially. But you can't really. It's got to be a genre fan that watches them. I think. I don't know how many people outside of the horror genre and even people inside the horror genre would like those movies now.
They're very
a
old
younger
fashioned.
audience, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, they're very of their time.
Don't Open Till Christmas, the one with the bombs.
Oh yeah, I actually have a copy of that you got me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I still remember it. And I can't remember a single thing that happened in the movie, but I remember the cover from working at Hollywood Video and going to Blockbuster. And that was Elves.
Oh yeah,
Because it was just that hand coming out of the
That-
package, opening the.
I think that's a
package.
hard movie to find on DVD, at least in the States here.
But it was. It
Yeah,
used
I
to be,
mean
the cover was iconic though.
Yep.
it's like sub Ghoulies kind of.
It's not good.
It isn't good. The cover art is way more badass than the movie itself.
I'm trying to think. What else? No. That's what's coming off the top of my head right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
What about Saving Christmas by Kirk Cameron?
Yep.
Yeah, that's really scary.
That's my favorite horror.
It is scary to me that people believe some of those
So what
things.
was that synopsis?
Oh, it was two students on their way home for the holidays. Car breaks down. So I'm saying, yeah, that was probably.
Yeah.
Then it goes into more. I'm guessing it goes into what you were saying you didn't want to say because it's spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like.
Don't look up anything for it. If you're looking for like a fun
Just made me
watch,
do it.
just something with just something with a little bit of substance to it. Definitely check that out. I don't even know if it's streaming.
So, Anthony, what's your
Go to for what makes a holiday horror film?
yeah?
Okay. I mean,
We finish each other's sandwiches.
so if you want to go holiday and not Christmas specifically,
Look,
it's
you can
got
see
to
it.
involve like whatever holiday that is involved. So like Critters 2, it takes place. This is a debate I was thinking about, and this is interesting. If a movie, because there's so many times where a movie takes place on the event, the holiday event, but they're not technically a holiday movie.
But
I don't know.
with Critters 2, I would say,
Oh,
yeah, hold
my
on.
bad.
It is an Easter movie. Because of it, it doesn't just take place around Easter.
But do you think
if
there's
it wasn't
certain-
for Easter,
Christmas?
they wouldn't have. Those eggs wouldn't have been dispersed.
Okay, I mean that's fair, but
I think of it
Dude,
if the holiday is a
it-
linchpin in the movie and it can't take place without that holiday happening. I think that's something that makes it a holiday. movie.
so the writer using a clever plot device for around the holiday. For example, Nakatomi Plaza for Die Hard, not to go out of genre, but they're only there because it's a Christmas party.
Right, and the whole thing wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the Christmas party, because that's why the bad guys found that was the best time because the building would be
That's a
empty
fair
except
point.
for them.
I don't really got to rip it.
He does say like the ho ho ho. They have certain things that happen that are specific to that holiday. Like, it's not just like, oh, we threw a Christmas tree in the background. And actually, apparently, somebody did a study. They did this thing that was like a point system.
Somebody did
For
a study?
holiday,
Holy crap.
Listen, you son of a bitch. For holiday movies. And it was funny because it came out saying that because of that point system, Die Hard was more of a Christmas movie than Rudolph was.
So what was the study?
It was like how many Christmas songs, how many this are done in it, and Rudolph.
I mean, Rudolph literally has Santa Claus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I disagree with it. I'm not saying that I completely agree with their point system. I'm just saying I think it's funny that they did
I think
this.
it's an interesting point system. That's what I was kind of leaning towards. So when you take away the horror element, is it still a Christmas movie?
Like,
I mean, I guess it depends on the movie. Like Krampus obviously does.
Yeah, because you can't take. Yeah, because that's all. Because that's one of those ones. Like I said, you know, some of these Christmas movies are dealing with a mythos
If you take the
involved with
yeah,
Christmas,
and if you take the Gremlins out of Gremlins, it's just like an inventor guy and his family on Christmas.
Mr. Duckford said his favorite is Terrifier 3. I mean, that's up there for me now, for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know, we'll get to that when we get to the review, but yeah.
Yes, which we probably should get to pretty soon.
yes, but I got 30 minutes.
I thought your hard stop was 10:30.
10.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
So yes, only makes sense if you're listening live.
people are like, the fuck, it's 3:30 in the afternoon.
So that's just the point I wanted to get to with Christmas movies is, does it have to follow the same formula that other Christmas movies have to follow?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
Should
not
be
sure.
themes
Like,
or a play on the themes.
I mean, the ones that
Terrifier 3 does.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that I like the most do like heavily like feature Christmas as like not only as like the place setting in like the or whatever, you know what I mean, like the setting for it, but the killer is also like theming like the kills or is dressed as like a Christmas themed or holiday themed. Like Art dresses up like Santa and gives out presents in Terrifier 3. Billy, you know, uses Christmas stuff to kill people. He shoves like a star in somebody's face and cuts out Christmas cookies out of his mom's back.
Couldn't you argue that like Christmas movies usually have like a general theme, and one of them is like the importance of family? Not always. You know, there's the importance of being kind. There's the importance of
Just the elbow dropping in.
Earthly belongings aren't as important as stuff like family stuff. And I think Terrifier 3 touches on that.
Oh yeah.
And you know how to properly use rats to kill them.
Oh my god. So, what's your relationship with the Terrifier series, Anthony?
I had never seen the short film. I still kind of want to see that. Especially, I forgot all. No.
Ninth Circle.
Yeah, Ninth Circle.
Which the lady on the bus is reading at the very end of the movie.
So I've never seen that short film. I don't even know if I knew that it existed until Terrifier 2.
Okay.
We watched All Hallows Eve, right?
Yes.
The only good segment
is
of
the
that
art
is
segment.
the art decline.
Yeah. Everything else in that movie I am not wild about.
We never discussed Terrifier. I don't feel like it.
No, we didn't. Because none of us liked it. I think we all watched it.
Well, I don't think we did. It wasn't that we didn't like it. It just there was nothing that really stood out. It was just splatter.
Yeah, like it literally is just like a demo reel for like.
Because we definitely have talked about the kills. We love the effects in the movie.
Yeah, that is the thing that I like most, and like that's the best thing I can say about that first Terrifier movie. Is that the effects are fucking awesome. And honestly, when I watched it, I'm like, I can't wait to see what this guy does next. Hopefully, he has an actual script.
You know,
and I'll say this: Terrifier 2, I was blown away by that movie. I liked it a lot. I was a big champion for that.
I remember.
Have you guys seen? We got chats right here. Have you guys seen the Ice Nine Kills Terrifier song?
Yeah, it's called "A Work of Art," and it's got Chavo from System of a Down on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a music video. They actually, I saw Terrifier 3 in theaters, and they played the music video in front of it.
So we're lucky Golden knows how to use a DVD player. Try and get him on YouTube to watch that would be a nightmare.
Listen!
Yeah, I gotta make him a bootleg VHS tape of the Ice Nine Kills.
Golden, you
music
need to stay on
video.
hand. You look
Actually, the Ice Nine Kills. They do have a Christmas song. It's called Merry Xmas. And
yeah, I like that song a lot.
That's my favorite. My wife is super into Ice Nine Kills, but that song is the one that I really like because it's based on Silent Night, Deadly Night / Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
There's some other good Christmas songs that fit.
We got a music video for that.
What this Christmas? What?
They got Set It Off.
Yeah,
it
Set It
has
Off.
that. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like, yes, Christmas, we'll burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
That song I really liked.
Yeah, that's
a
a
lot.
good song.
Yeah.
I think it's called Set Off This Christmas.
Yeah, I think that's.
See, my problem with YouTube is that my daughter uses my YouTube account too, and then like something
you
I
gotta
watch,
get
it'll be right up on the thing, and then
gotta
she's
give
like,
her her
"What's
own
that?" I'm
account,
like, "It's
man.
not for you."
You gotta
Even if
give
it's
her her own
animated.
account.
There's been
I
a
think
few
it's like
things that like, "Is this
$5
okay?"
more a month for family plan if you have premium.
Oh, I don't have premium. I watch ads.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I pay for YouTube.
Really?
Yes,
I've
really.
paid for
I'll
it for
watch the
years.
ads. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Everything now has ads, and
No, I
it's
can't
great
live
because
with
my
it.
daughter's like, "This is so dumb. I have to watch 2 minutes of commercials." I said, "Welcome to my fucking life." Dad."
But I'm in the same boat. Like, I won't pay that extra $3 to Amazon.com. Like, I don't know if it's like this in the rest of the world, but in the United States, we have to pay an extra $3 to go ad free.
Yeah, it'll be a cold day in hell before I give them more of my money.
Like $3 wouldn't bother me so much because I remember at one point, like I was looking at Hulu and I'm like, "Oh, these ads are." This was back when Hulu was the only one with ads. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, how
Yeah, they
annoying!"
all
I was
do.
like, "These are
Even
so
Netflix
annoying."
has ads.
I was like, "How much does it?" I was like, "How much does it cost to go up to ad free?" And it was like 17 more bucks. I'm like, "Fuck that!" I was like, everybody learn some patience.
Yeah, I have
$17 for ad. That's not right.
I have the ad free.
It was
Hulu.
like $7.99 to $11.99 back in the day, something like that.
Yeah, now it's like fucking $18 or
Well,
something.
now we just got to bundle it with the fucking Disney.
It's like one of the only
It's $20
streaming
now.
services I have other than Shudder.
Yeah, it's literally $19.99 now.
And I have Max, which has ads.
I have Max, but that's
Blow my
just because
brains
it's part of my AT&T.
Mm.
And AT&T, it's one of those things where AT&T offered it, and now they're like, they don't offer it anymore. So they constantly try to get you off of that plan.
I got mine.
They're like, you should get this plan instead. I'm like, no, I like my free Max.
Whoa, they constantly try to get you off.
They do try to get me off. That's why
Golden,
I stay with them.
what
Like,
part
Verizon
got
doesn't
you off
offer
the most in
Andes.
Terrifier 3?
What's that?
What part got you off the most in Terrifier
I mean,
3?
what part did?
Because you said
Was it when the mutilated lady was pleasuring herself with a
John
broken
Wayne
piece
with,
of glass?
Actually, I think it was the
Broken
shower scene.
Oh,
the guy-
with the chainsaw?
Yeah.
I mean, that was so awesome.
Here's
that
all I was-
chainsaw. The effects in this movie are
yeah, there's an
so
interview
fucking good.
where
All I would-
Damien Leone says that it took him 8 days to shoot that.
I believe it
And
because it looks.
It was 5, and they went back for 3 more. Because
It's-
originally the girl just got cut in half, but he didn't feel like that was enough.
See,
I hate your day.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, would I have even
Kudos.
fought back? Like, 1 minute,
Yeah,
You're
why
in a
you're
shower.
totally naked. Especially
You're
when
in a
you get
shower having
pleasured with
sex.
the chainsaw in the ass.
yeah, right? You're in a shower having sex with a girl, and then all of a sudden, just a fucking clown breaks in with a chainsaw. Now you're wet, naked, and aroused.
In more
And
ways
how the
than
fuck
one.
are you fighting off this dude? Like, you're not gonna. I would have just been like,
I,
fuck it.
I don't know if you're still aroused at that point. Does adrenaline?
I'm more aroused. How, you bring a chainsaw into the sex act? I'm done. I'm good. I'm like, yeah, groovy, baby. I don't know why that turned into Austin. Powers.
Well, you got groovy on your shirt. So.
When I saw Terrifier 3 in theaters, the part that made everybody gasp, and like the whole theater just went, is when Art was Santa, and he's handing out presents, and the kid opens the bomb and blows up all the kids. And
I will give them that.
everybody in the theater was like,
I will give them that. They were not afraid to kill kids. in
dude,
this.
they did it in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
like,
if anyone's out there listening and I'd like to hear what their experience was in the theater. If it was
Yeah,
the
if you
same
saw this
reaction.
movie in the theater, let us know what you thought. Like,
So-
what did
What
anybody
triggered the
walk
audience?
out? Yeah, what did anybody walk out? Like,
Sorry, I'm just so tired of the advertisement of, 90% of people couldn't finish this movie on Netflix. And you go to watch it, you're like, well, it's because it was shitty. I wouldn't finish watching it either. It
Yeah, we
wasn't.
talked about
Terrifier
that.
3, I would...
Like,
when people say, like, they fainted or threw up, I believe it. Because that movie was
What
nasty.
was the name of that
It was.
Korean cell phone film we reviewed? Do you remember?
It was called Cell.
Cell. Okay. We talked about that in that movie, how Netflix was trying to sell it.
Yeah.
People couldn't finish this movie, but that one was actually good.
Yeah,
So
that
it
one
was
was
actually
good, and I think it was mostly because they're like, oh, this has subtitles? Nah.
I'm not here to read. My thing too is, and it's funny because it's like I was not a Terrifier fan at all, and then Mr. Sir watched 2, and he's like, you gotta watch it, you gotta give it
I
another
remember him
chance.
telling you, like...
And I watched 2, and I kind of enjoyed it.
That's all I talked about. I was
3?
Like, come on, we gotta try it out.
Was really good to me. I think it was finally they brought in the mythos. The only real complaint I have with 3 is because they do such a good job of that dark, grimy feel. You can't make that last for 2 hours. Like, if you have such a dark and grimy, and like again, they did a great job at making you feel in that dark, grimy, almost 70s
Right.
horror movie feel. But when it goes on for 2 hours, you start to just feel sick.
I will say, like...
It was too long to me, that's all.
And it's shorter than 2. 2,
Yeah.
I felt... That's my main complaint with 2. Is how long it was. It was too long.
And some of the kills, I was like... It was okay, but it's not something I want to rewatch.
And let me tell you, I
Not for
watched...
grossness or nothing,
Okay,
but
so
it drags out.
I took my daughter to go see Terrifier 3 in theaters. To prep her, like, she's super into horror movies. We watched The Thing. Anytime I kind of screen them
It's not
first.
like she's a little kid.
No, she's not a little kid.
He didn't bring his
But-
6-year-old to watch
No,
Terrifier
no.
3 just before I
But to prep her, like the day of, I was like, okay, let's watch Terrifier 2, and then in a couple hours we'll go see the third one. I already got tickets or whatever. I'll say this: watching both of those movies in one day is kind of punishing. Like it's kind of punishing. You're watching about 5 hours of gore, like.
Yeah.
But I will say they do break it up fairly well with the character stuff.
Yeah.
And there is character stuff. It's Sienna, like the I can't remember the actress's name, but I love her. She's so good. I think she's what makes these movies like watchable.
Mr. Duckford said, I saw it in theater, a couple people left with the rat kill in the end.
That was probably the roughest kill of the movie, in my
I'm trying
opinion.
to think what it was for me.
That one, that kill was the roughest one.
Sending the rats down her throat.
Yeah, that was.
After she thought her
so
daughter's
gross.
skull was in front of her.
Yeah, I really and thoroughly, and I rewatched it for the podcast, and I thought it was I really liked Terrifier 3. I think it's. I'm really excited to see what they do for
I'm
the
glad
next
that
one.
it was 5 years later, and they didn't just start right off the bat with Art's head cut off. You know, I'm glad that you get that great opening sequence where the little kid and the dad and mom get all chopped up, and then it cuts back and then cuts forward. Do you think that was confusing for anybody though? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
It shouldn't be
I
at this
don't
point
think so.
because I feel like so many movies do the cold open, which, I mean, our movie, the cold open, takes place halfway into the movie. So I feel like if you can't figure that out, then this is your first movie you've ever watched. And I don't think the first movie you ever watched would be Terrifier 3.
Well, I could see not really paying attention. Like if you're watching it at home or something and you're on your phone.
One of
That's
my
fair.
one of my
I don't
favorite
think,
parts,
but I don't think anybody. I just don't think anybody would be like. Maybe it's a little confusing, but I don't think anybody's like lost.
I think one of my favorite parts in the movie was Art in the bar with Santa.
Yes, I
Yeah.
like that.
Kisses
Was
on his
really
leg,
good.
and he's like,
Why did they even laugh?
With everybody's favorite Howard Clint.
right? Oh, who I've seen naked in a movie, which is
Also, one of my favorite
I've
shots
in
complained
real
about it
life,
before.
the outside of the house in the end. Yeah, that was a great shot. Mr. Duckford. At the end of the film.
Yes. Where? Yeah,
It was definitely. It was definitely my favorite.
It
of the
did feel
Terrifier
70s
movies.
for sure. It did.
What's that?
It was definitely my favorite of the Terrifier movies.
This thing was shot in Super 16, right? It feels
I
like
think
it.
so.
It's very
it
clean.
looks. Yeah, it's really clean looking. It has. For like an independent movie, like I don't even know what the budget was.
But there's like
it was like 13
so.
million.
This one, I
So
feel
when
like
you
they gotta
smoke a
have-
room, like just fill it with like just like a haze, like you rent hazers, and it just helps make the film look more crisp. A lot of older '70s movies have almost like a fuzziness to them. It's not. I say it's tough to say fuzziness because, but you can see almost like that haziness. And they definitely smoked the rooms for the shots. They had to have, unless they used a filter and digitally when they processed it. But the reason why I say I think it was either 16 or Super 16 is because it had that same filmic quality that you'd see something. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a perfect example. They didn't haze in that movie, but they didn't have to because there was so much heat. You know,
and dead bodies.
so I think that
That's
helped
stinky.
really give that 70s aesthetic.
Yeah, it definitely has like how it's shot
Not to
and how
mention
it
that I
looks
felt like I was
is-
watching Pieces. You know.
Yeah, it has that throwback look to it, and it really helps sell the practical effects and everything. Yeah, personally, I like 2 more. I think 2 has better kills in it. However, it's like
Yeah, but
It's like-
three's a way better movie.
3's
Yeah.
a better movie.
I like three
I
brought
like
in
2
more
more,
story.
but 3 is a better
You like
movie.
2 more? I like 3. Way more. Not that devalues.
No.
He's like, I'm not taking away from your opinion, but
No,
it's wrong.
fucking kick your ass, motherfucker.
For me, it is. My personal opinion.
The only opinion.
I just feel like I would rather watch 3 than 2.
Yeah, like three's an easier watch, honestly. Like some of the kills are a little rougher or whatever, but the actors are better. Like overall. Like I'm not saying like the people in 2 are bad actors or anything, but like there's just more there. Like you feel the like the connection.
Damien Leone also said again, get your barf bags ready for 4. Once again.
Hey,
But
man.
see, like that's what worries me is that the whole thing's being like, oh, look at all these gory things, and then you worry that as he moves on, he's going to try to lean in more and more to that, and less the
I
story.
don't
But
think
he's
so.
actually been doing the opposite,
Right.
which is he's been leaning more and more into the
He
story.
got it out in the
and-
first one. I feel like the first one, in my mind, and I have no proof of this,
but never stopped you before.
stopped me from what?
I don't know.
Was that he got his demo reel in the first movie, like Mr. Sir and I were talking about before the podcast. He didn't know he probably didn't know if he was going to make another movie.
Right.
This is bad. Sorry.
I just pissed a little bit. He totally disagrees. He's passive.
I gotta get out of here.
But yeah, so because of that, I feel like he wanted to showcase, because he's a special effects guy.
Yeah.
That's his background coming into film. I did read an interview with him where his mom was a huge horror fan, and that's why he's named Damien, was because of the Omen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's cool. So like from a super young age, he was watching horror, like us, but we didn't have our parents showing it to us. Unfortunately, that'd be pretty sweet.
No, that's what I'm doing with my daughter. Whatever she wants to watch, as long as it's, I kind of screen them first. But yeah, I just thought that this was a very good entry in the Terrifier series. I'm really excited for 4. It seems like they're gonna go all out. Like I guess he said that they had major studios like that wanted to make Terrifier 3, but he passed on all of them because they would have
That's a good call.
they would have
Not just that, you don't want anyone interfering.
yeah, that's exactly it.
Unless
He would
you're
have had
Quentin
he wouldn't be able to
Tarantino.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to make the movie that he wanted.
He might be able to now, though. Like, if
Oh
they
yeah,
might be able to sign him for
it's a
kind of
proven
contract.
thing. Like Terrifier 3 was like, I think it was number 1 the weekend it came out, and it beat like some studio movie,
Right. So,
like opening weekend. So yeah,
how much do you think they shot Terrifier 3 for?
it was like maybe 15. I think it was really low. Like
15 million?
yeah, it made 30 the first weekend.
It seems high. For that movie.
I don't.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not. I'm not
it has such
entirely
a
sure what the
following.
budget
It's
was.
safe.
It was like really low.
It has a huge following, I think. And
Oh yeah, like everybody was already on board with art after the first one. Like, well, not everybody, but a lot of like younger horror fans and stuff.
the ones that are like, ugh, if you were going to do a Mount Rushmore of horror, you should have Art the Clown. And it's like, pump the fucking brakes.
Well, has he replaced...
My opinion has kind of changed on that because I was also one of those guys who were like, ah, fuck art. I don't care about this. Like, he's not that cool. After watching the second one and now the third one, I'm like, you know what? Who else in the last like 20 years other than Ghostface would you put up on there?
Right.
Fucking
And that's the thing is that I do
maybe
like the
Jigsaw,
character.
but like even that is like
I really do like the
I
character.
wouldn't
I
put him
just
on
think
my Mount Rushmore.
I just think give it some time. Like while the art is great and the movies are, I'm enjoying the movies and I like him as a
Yeah,
character.
you like the paint.
Is it in 10 years from now? Is anybody going to know who art is?
Of course.
That's the question. And
I think
then
so.
I think once you hit that,
This
and
is like
then
the
you
Friday
can
the
start talking about it.
13th of...
Yeah, because again all of our horror guys that we would put up on there, they haven't made. There hasn't been a Jason movie in God knows how long, like
Nightmare on Elm
2009.
Street. The only thing...
Nightmare on Elm Street 2010.
Well, to be fair,
Well, we don't talk about
Chucky
that
and Michael have been pretty active.
That's true. Like
Yeah,
Michael
Michael's got a lot
and
of hate on
Chucky.
it.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, there's a lot. Like I haven't actually seen the newer ones,
What?
but I've seen like all the complaining about them. So
Is it just the last one or
just the last two.
the last two?
The last two.
Man, I love Halloween Kills.
And I'm gonna
It's
watch
so
them,
dumb, but I love it. It's
I have a
so
question.
dumb.
I have a question for Crystal Met's Santa Claus. What is your
Whoa.
top 3 Terrifier kills?
I mean, the classic, of course, was the song "The Woman in Half."
Yeah, the Bone Tomahawk.
In 2, it was when he was on the bed with her and had her skinned, and
Oh,
that was
dude,
so brutal.
The 10-minute
was
long
really-
kill
It
scene.
just goes on forever.
10
it
minutes.
does, but I think it portrays what it's supposed to.
The
which
first time
is-
I watched it, I was impressed.
It's. I feel like
I'm
it's
so
supposed to
impressed.
make
Yeah,
you
it's
just feel
really cool.
so uncomfortable and wait for it to end.
Yes.
And in this one, I mean, I really did like the rats. Honestly,
that
the
one
tube
was
down
so
the throat,
rough.
putting the rats in. I thought, honestly,
I mean, that was a good. That I'm not. Yeah, like again, like I said, like that one is. That was the hardest one to watch for me. Like kill wise, I'm like, whoa, that is rough. My favorite one from 3 was the chainsaw one. That was so cool.
To me,
It was
that
so.
was, I feel like it was. I was laughing so hard during that.
Dude, I was losing my mind.
Because just the fact of it being like
it's so over
like
the
it
top.
just goes from the middle of shower sex that now he has to defend himself
nakedly
against
wet,
the
wet
fucking
and naked.
against the chainsaw wielding clown and or mime or whatever.
It was
art
really
is
subtle
really
compared
considered.
to everything else in Terrifier 3, but I love when you smashed your hands.
Oh yeah,
That was awesome.
Before opening the package.
Yeah.
Just like beat. Now, do you guys? And not that we have a lot of time to get into it, but I want to just. I feel like almost like I'm not sure how I feel about the demon now having a voice in the girl. Like you really leaned hard on the first 2 movies of having this silent killer,
right.
and now I feel like you're going, oh look, if we bring this character in, now they can speak for the demon. It's like why not just stick with?
Well,
I don't know if
my
he speaks
argument
for her.
my argument
she
against
says he is
that.
the same demon.
My argument against that
all one entity.
is she's not in every scene. Like a lot, she doesn't follow art everywhere. Like
I thought they were killing her off right in the beginning.
I thought so too, honestly.
She
but-
was like, he made me do it. He made me.
Well, and then she sliced her wrist or whatever.
She's undying.
Her whole forearm. Opened her right
Oh
up.
yeah, that. I mean, what did you guys think about that? Them just going into stasis for 5 years. I thought that
That's
was
interesting. I
so
liked it.
cool. I thought that concept was so cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of commentary on that, which we do not have time to get into. But damn, that was great. What happened when she stabbed that construction worker in the neck with that piece of glass? I wasn't even thinking about like being stabbed with that. I'm like, damn, like even if this dude lives, he's dead, dude. That water is filled with so much bacteria. They can
It was so nasty.
You're like, it's not the stabbing so much as the infection.
I got demon AIDS. Septis.
Shouldn't have been hanging around those joints, messing with those unsavory characters.
So what would you, if you had to rate this movie, which you do, what would you give Terrifier 3?
Or going
Out of 5.
Okay. I would give it a 4.5. I mean,
Yeah, I'll give it a 4.5 too. I think I'll give it the same as what I would give Terrifier 2. I like them, like I enjoy Terrifier 2 more, but Terrifier 3 is a better movie.
I honestly had gone a long time of saying I'm never going to watch an Art the Clown movie because of the experience I had from the first one, and
because of peer pressure
and
and
then
being forced to watch it for the podcast. Like, I will make you watch
Aaron was
this
like,
movie.
"We're watching Terrifier 3 for the podcast." I'm like, "You son of a bitch!" But
I was the one that chose it.
I'll tell you. I'll be honest. I was wrong about it, and I mean, I wasn't wrong. My opinion was based on 1, which I still stand by.
Yeah,
One was not good.
I won't argue against.
But they went through
I
and
won't
they
take away
fixed.
from anybody that likes that
Right.
movie. It's just not.
It's not for me. And to me, in 2 and 3, he fixed the issues I had with 1. So
Right.
I do enjoy
Yes.
3. I enjoy
like the
2.
inclusion of Sienna as like the backbone of these movies is what honestly makes them enjoyable. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but
It's what's Anthony scoring.
I can't stress it enough that that's what like makes these movies good.
What's Anthony
Like you
scoring?
can't just have kills with nothing behind it.
Earn it. Earn that disgusting kill.
So, I feel Terrifier movies have progressively got better. I feel like the first one was probably a 3 for me. Second one, 3.5. But I gotta go back and rewatch that. I feel like after you talking about it and liking it as what you did, maybe I misjudged it. In a sense, like maybe it's better for me the second time around when I watch it. And then I would give Terrifier 3 or 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay. Yeah, that's
At a 4.25.
And it's mostly for
4.16.
how well they were able to pull off practical effects.
like that. I mean,
it's amazing.
Like these movies wouldn't be anything if they didn't have those awesome practical effects.
Well, and Golden knows.
Like if all that shit was CG or done badly, you'd just be like, oh,
Well,
what am I
well,
doing?
I mean, like even if it was practical, the whole thing's practical. It's still difficult to pull off a practical effect shot. Like Golden knows, you run into problems all the time that come out. The practical effect comes off wrong. And with the limited amount of time that he shot this movie in, he had to have used wrong takes, but he probably had a good idea how he was going to save it or reshoot from a different angle or something.
Yeah,
which
you
comes
just
to him being a special effects guy.
Yeah, you just cut to art just being like, ah.
So, I feel like Damien Leone has this down to an art form more than most people.
See what you did there?
Yeah.
Art form.
Pun.
More than most people do, and as far as directing goes, most people do in Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Terrifier 4, and honestly, I'm more excited to see what he does when he's done with the Terrifier movie. See what he has up his sleeve next. Maybe the Hollywood studio system, maybe Blumhouse will pick him up, or one of those
A24.
It's
A24 Neon.
It's
Neon
a shame
would be
Robert
one.
Hall couldn't have stuck around longer, because we could have seen what he could have done with Chrome Skull in comparison to art,
Right.
Because they both have similar.
Laid to rest.
Yeah, laid to rest. Pretty much. But
I haven't watched the second one.
yeah, we'll have to get to those at some point because I really feel like you both would like those a lot.
Yeah, I guess Laid to Rest isn't one off, but the slashers that never really got more than one movie.
Yeah,
My Bloody Valentine.
but that was a remake though.
Well, I was talking about the OG.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant from that time period.
Oh, gotcha.
Like another one-off.
Munchies.
Urban Legend.
Urban. Yeah.
Was Urban Legend a one-off?
It had one and then a sequel.
I was going to say, it is a sequel.
There was a third one.
Oh,
Bloody Mary.
Oh, yeah, that went right to video. Dude, I forgot that existed.
I feel like that lost a lot, though, because of Scream. It was like taking all the limelight.
Well, that movie existed because of Scream.
Right.
Another incredible Jared Leto role.
That movie existed because of two movies. Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That's the one I was thinking of.
The third I Know What You Did Last Summer movie is like one of those. It's got a slasher guy in it, but he's like an undead slasher guy.
Fourth one's coming out.
Yeah, it's got Jennifer Love Hewitt in it.
Yeah, and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Apparently.
So what are we doing next week? Or the next time?
We're gonna
Not
watch
next
Substance.
Oh, nice. I've been
Yes, I've been. Okay, so that's my
Okay.
movie. That was my horror movie of the year.
Yeah.
Substance. I cannot wait to talk about that.
Because you were
I've been
recommending that
dying.
to me before I heard anybody talk about that movie.
So join us.
All right, so Terrifier 3, give it a watch. Definitely check it out. It's on. I think it's on demand. It might be on Screenbox by now.
And maybe it does have the Screenbox logo on it.
Yeah, Terrifier 2 is a Screenbox like original or whatever. So I assume it's a similar thing. But yeah, definitely go out and rent it. Go buy it on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. I like that movie a lot. You if you like gory horror movies, definitely go for it. Art rocks. I like art. I'm an art defender now. All right, so next week, watch The Substance because we're going to be spoiling it, and guess what? You do not want that movie spoiled for you. Go in as cold as you can. It's got an insane ending. All right, so for Horror Dork, I'm Mr. Sir.
I'm Golden.
I thought I was golden.
No.
I'm Anthony, I guess.
And keep it creepy, yo.
I want to touch on this real quick because we got one more comment. Damn it. One day here in a second, but do you guys have horror movies real fast? Do you guys have horror movies that are not Christmas movies but feels best to watch around the holiday month? His is The Thing.
Oh, The Thing? Yeah,
I
I
mean-
mean that might be my answer as well.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't want to just...
I've seen the meme that says that The Thing was actually a prequel to Santa Chronicles, where Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus. And that's my mind canon now, so that is now a Christmas movie. So
He looks like McCready.
Yeah, The Thing is my answer.
Fair enough.
That's a really good one. It takes place... It's cold, wintry, isolated,
secluded, don't trust
maybe,
anyone.
Maybe Frozen by Adam Green. That's a good
feeling.
one.
All right. Yep. Keep it creepy, yo.